Yo, pick up guys, welcome to the Football Overseas YouTube channel. We are live for Women's AFCON 2026 quarterfinals, live predictions, and let the camera roll in as the intro plays in.
Welcome to Football Overseas, your favorite sports hub where passion meets sports. Whether it's club football, international tournaments, or global leagues, we bring every game, every story, every debate straight to you. During the international break, every continent comes alive on our channel, Eurovision, all things Europe, Nations League, Euros, FIFA WC qualifiers. Goal Plus Africa, Africa's Heartbeat, AFCON, CHAN, COSAFA Cup, FIFA WC qualifiers. Libertadores Vision, South America Uncovered, Copa Libertadores, Copa America, WC qualifiers. Silk Dynasty, Asia Spotlight, Asian Cup, WC qualifiers. Harambee Stars Unleashed, everything about Kenya's national team. When club football dominates, we go deeper, United Frontline, the ultimate Man United fan experience. Echoes of Anfield, Liverpool like you've never seen it. House of Galacticos, Real Madrid Uncovered. Premier League Game Month Show, Stats, Analysis, Insights every 4 game weeks. Champions Crystal Ball, UEFA Tournaments, Club World Cup, Super Cup Predictions. Final Whistle Debate Show, the hottest sports topics debated by experts, every 6 weeks. Deal Paranoia, transfer window coverage you can't miss. And for weekly predictions? We cover everything, Premier League, Championship, FA Cup, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, League One, DStv Premiership, T20 Cricket, F1, Women's Super League, international tournaments, and much more. Why subscribe? Because we don't just show games, we predict, analyze, debate, and break the stories that matter. From transfers to tactical battles, from managerial appointments to live watch-alongs, Football Overseas gives you the edge no other channel does. This is your hub for global sports, where every match counts, every opinion matters, and every fan belongs. Subscribe, join the debate, and fuel your passion. The game doesn't wait, and neither should you.
Yo, where's the thing? Yo, okay. Um, okay. There remove the. Yeah, sorry about that. There was a bit of technical issues. Big up names in the building. I just saw your chat in right now. And we'll begin off with the first game of the quarterfinals. For those who watch women's football, obviously you know this is the Women's World Cup qualifiers 2026, 2027 round. The reason why I call it that and the wonder why is because the 4 winners automatically qualify to the Women's World Cup 2027, while the 4 losers of this round qualify for the play-ins. Each the the play-ins, each the 2 winners of the play-ins will qualify for the Inter-Confederation Play-Offs to represent Africa there. So obviously This is this AFCON is a double tier AFCON, double tournament AFCON, where it is an AFCON plus a World Cup 2027 qualifier tournament as well. So 2 tournaments wrapped in one, and this round is what I call a World Cup 2027 qualifier round. So there are 8 teams, eight nations, 8 nations with a lot of dreams, a lot of ambitions, 8 nations where they had fought hard from out of 20 teams that had fought hard to be part of these 8 teams, and it means a lot for them. First game, we start off with Ivory Coast versus Algeria. Ivory Coast in the group, the top of the group in Group B, Group B, they had the group of South Africa, Burkina Faso, Tanzania. They finished that group unbeaten. Yes, and the first game is where they beat a team 4-1. The second game they drew to South Africa 2-2. It was a poorly defended game from Ivory Coast. Third game they beat Tanzania 2-1, which I predicted will be a 2-1 game. And yeah, and they're facing against an Algeria side who finished second in that group. They face against a Nigeria side who finished second in the group. Algeria is not unbeaten as Ivory Coast is. They beat Kenya 2-0. They beat Senegal 2-0. They did not manage to beat Morocco as well. That is only the disadvantage as well. Yeah, that did manage to beat Morocco, and it has been a tough game for them. They lost 1-0 to Morocco. So for this game, what will I predict for Ivory Coast versus Algeria? Ivory Coast, in terms of head-to-head, I was looking at the head-to-head game, and I it tends to swing in Ivory Coast favor. That means Ivory Coast is qualifying automatically to the World Cup 2027 for the women's side, and Algeria will go for the play-ins. That's my prediction. Yeah. So I'll go for a 2-1 win for Ivory Coast. Next is Morocco versus South Africa. Morocco and South Africa played each other twice. Morocco has a strong head-to-head favor against South Africa, and they love playing against South Africa. Yeah, going by the head-to-head results as well. Last time they played each other was long ago. Recent, yeah. Morocco has been dominant in this group in this World Cup. They smashed Kenya 4-0. They beat Algeria 1-0, and then they drew to Senegal 0-0. So, very dominant side. They play against a South Africa side who have been slowly gain, gaining up to the momentum. South Africa started off the AFCON with a rough start, with a 2-1 rough start to Tanzania. It was a rough start. Then they needed they needed badly 3 points, either 3 points or minimum of 1 point against Ivory Coast each. They got by miracle 1 point against Ivory Coast to save or salvage a chance of qualifying for the knockout stage. And then come the last game week, they needed 3 points against Burkina Faso. And I know, I'm sorry, South African fans, I thought you guys will get a draw here. But you guys shocked us. You held on to that 1-0 lead and you beat Burkina Faso 1-0. And that's something to be proud of. But however, here, I'm going to predict you guys to go home. It's going to be 2-0. I think Morocco will beat you guys 2-0, and Morocco is that stronger. Yeah. So I think I'm going to predict you guys to go home and to predict. Yeah, so 2-0 to Morocco. Morocco goes to the Women's World Cup 2027, while South Africa goes for the play-ins as well. Next game, second last game, Cameroon versus Nigeria. One game, one team has been unbeaten, another team has slowly fought. Nigeria's story in this World Cup, in this AFCON, is slightly better than South Africa because South Africa has been a loss, draw, win. Nigeria has been a loss, win, double win. Yes. So, yeah. So for Nigeria, so for Cameroon, really, sorry. For Cameroon, they beat Mali 2-1. They beat Ghana 1-0. It was a tie, it was a good win. And then they drew to Cape Verde 1-1. It was a shock draw. I expected a draw to happen there, but I thought a win will happen. I thought I could be proven wrong. But anyway, Cape Verde deserved at least a point to go home with at least a point. Yeah, but I think also Cameroon rotated there because they knew either way they're ready through. Here, Nigeria, this is where it gets a little bit messy. Nigeria qualified due to a change of rule. Nigeria qualified. It was meant to be, if it wasn't for the change of rule, I think it will have been Malawi and Nigeria qualifying instead of Zambia. It will have been Zambia and Nigeria qualifying instead of Malawi and and Nigeria. But Nigeria qualified second place. They had a rough start to the AFCON 2026, and they lost. They were shocked by Malawi beating them 3-2. They didn't expect the Malawi to go toe to toe with them. Then that was a real shock. They beat Zambia 1-0 after Zambia smashed Egypt 6-0 the match before. Then they smashed Egypt 6-2, and seems like the hydration from that shock loss to Malawi is what puts them in the right store. So I think against Cameroon is most likely heading home, and I think Cameroon will lose to Nigeria 2-0. Yeah. Nigeria will head to Nigeria will head to the World Cup 2020 Women's 2027, while Cameroon will head to the play-ins as well. Last game before I go, Malawi versus Ghana. Yeah, so these teams have been Malawi has been an underdog team where you don't you don't really expect the wins as such. They started the AFCON 2026 with a strong battle, beating Nigeria 3-2, then smashing with 10 men Malawi smashed 11 men Egypt 3-1. That one you don't expect, especially between underdog and the big dogs. You don't expect that. Then the only sad thing is that they lost to Zambia 2-1. But the only thing saving them from not being disqualified is due to the head-to-head. Yes, if Zambia, yeah, it's due to head-to-head because Egypt lost six because of Zambia's only big win was against Egypt, and that means that Zambia's head-to-head goes down. Yeah, so that's it. So in terms of that performance, they meet a Ghana side who also has been a bit shaky, though. Ghana has had a win, loss, draw, but Malawi is better than Ghana on that side. Malawi, yeah, so Ghana, the Black Stars 2-0 win against Cape Verde. They lost to Cameroon 1-0, and they drew to Mali 1-1, which is a shocker. But I think Malawi will have had a more chance if Mali qualified than Ghana did of going through. But here I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to eh, am I being seen? Hello? Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Here I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Ghana to beat Malawi 2-1, and for the other ones of Cameroon to beat Nigeria to beat Cameroon 2-0, Morocco to beat South Africa 2-0, and uh, Ivory Coast to beat Algeria 2-1. Apart from that, I think that's a wrap on my quarterfinals predictions. Make sure if you're new to the channel, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, we do all things football. Your favorite sports hub where passion meets sport, and I'll be done. I'll see you guys in a few minutes for Count for Talk.